You know, it used to be that once you were wounded in war, you were shipped home and left behind to heal with nothing but your thoughts to keep you company. But since a Marine never faces a battle alone, one base in North Carolina believes they should never have to heal alone either. It's that sentiment that led Lieutenant Colonel Tim Maxwell to do something for those coming home bruised and battered. He says his actions came from growing up and watching Vietnam vets face the lonely months and years alone in their hospital beds. And as you will now see, it was a lesson well learned. This is the Marine Corps base at Camp Lejeune in North Carolina. Tucked away at the base is the Wounded Warrior Barracks, where the injured Marines come to recuperate after returning from Iraq or Afghanistan. It's the only place of its kind, allowing soldiers to heal, among others, in similar situations. Lieutenant Colonel Maxwell knows all too well about injury, having suffered a mortar attack in Iraq.
One day I just got bad luck and took shrapnel rounds basically from my left knee. Got a couple in here, still in there, and it went up my left side. Broke my back, my elbow here on my left arm. A couple rounds here and there went inside my skull and went into my brain. Whacked down a chunk of the left side of my brain. I have some good trouble with the right side because the left side of my brain was, the nerves and whatnot were cut off over there.
While recovering at a hospital, Maxwell got the idea of housing all the wounded Marines coming back from war in the same place, particularly the younger ones who may not always get what they need at home.
Going home ain't that great. Sounds great. It's great for about a week, maybe 2 weeks.
But he knew that ultimately, it's being around other wounded soldiers that really helps the most. So he presented the idea to his superior.
Lieutenant Colonel Maxwell said, "You know, sir, we ought to get a barracks and let's put them all together and let me be in charge of them."
And he said, "Okay, let's give that a try and see what it works out like." So that's kind of how it came about.
Maxwell describes the barracks as an in-between place, a place where Marines convalesce while figuring out what they'll do next.
A lot of Marines don't want to get out of the Marine Corps or don't know what they want to do. So now, there's not an immediate decision. You're out. You're wounded, you're out. No, now they can stay in the Marine Corps even if they've lost some techniques, some capabilities that they had before. It seems like everybody would be glad they're home and glad they got out of the wound. Now they want to go back to the unit. All of them, and some of them aren't going to make it back. So it takes a lot of discussing, you know, spend time with these guys about what their future's going to be like. So that's what we do here.
Lieutenant General Amos says the message they're trying to send wounded Marines is simple.
We're going to care for you. You're back on the team again. You know, we love you. You're a Marine. Don't forget that. And we're going to care for you. It allows them to come back and be with people that care for them, that understand. It guarantees that they're going to get the proper medical care because we're going to make sure that they make all their therapy appointments and get all the care that they need. It provides the structure that they like and allows them to come back in and become part of a team again so they're not on the outside looking in.
Ask Maxwell about the success of the program.
Oh, that part's easy. The morale in this place is the highest morale we've seen anywhere. And I said it before and I say it again. You watch, look at 20 years, PTSD, and look at the guys in the barracks, it'd be way lower, much lower percentage of guys because they don't have to spend a lot of time alone.
To show their appreciation for Maxwell's efforts, the team had a surprise for him opening day, naming the barracks Maxwell Hall.
There's been nobody that has more compassion or passion for the care and feeding of our young men that are wounded than Lieutenant Colonel Maxwell. Nobody has.
But Maxwell says what's important is preparing the guys for whatever may lie ahead.
They come to terms with the fact that that's okay. I did my service, served my country, and they'll be better citizens the rest of their lives because of it.
There's so many great stories out there. We will be one program that will try to tell you the good news from time to time as well. Today, the Wounded Warrior Barracks in Camp Lejeune houses nearly 40 Marines. The program has been so successful that Camp Pendleton in San Diego may soon follow suit, building their own Wounded